Welcome back, everyone. Before we start, remember to like, drop a comment, and subscribe so you never miss a moment. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, hit the join button as well. Today on Turkish series Stars, we're stepping into a story stitched with nostalgia, unspoken feelings, fresh misunderstandings, and the kind of tension that refuses to fade. The spotlight is on two names the audience never truly let go of: Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir. For years, their partnership wasn't just about lines and marks on a set. It was the spark that made viewers believe there was something alive between the scenes, something that transcended scripts and schedules. Even when their projects wrapped and both moved forward professionally, that emotional thread didn't snap for the fans who had invested so deeply in the world the two of them created together. It hovered in the background, soft but persistent, like a melody you can't forget. But recently, everything shifted. A major episode from Can's new series aired, one that hinged on intense scenes with his latest co-star. The performance was sharp, magnetic, and undeniably intimate. Within hours, social media ignited. What started as commentary about the craft turned quickly into an avalanche of theories. Threads multiplied, timelines filled, and suddenly a narrative took shape, a triangle, real or imagined, with Can, his new co-star, and Demet at its corners. People argued, connected dots that might not exist, and turned glances into evidence, pauses into proof. The noise grew so loud that Can's team stepped in with a stern message meant to draw a line: Can is focused on his work. Whatever happened with Demet belongs to yesterday. They thought clarity would calm the waters, instead the statement stirred them even more. Some read it as a denial. Others heard a confirmation wrapped in polite wording. And others saw a boundary. Past cherished, present protected. But the discourse only swelled, picking up speed with every screenshot, every caption, every micro-expression replayed in slow motion. A few days later, cameras caught Can leaving a production meeting. He moved with the kind of relaxed determination you expect from someone who's used to living under a lens. Questions flew at him like raindrops. He didn't flinch. He kept his voice steady and gave a single, careful answer: I'm doing the work I love. Everything else belongs to yesterday. No denial. No admission. Just a doorway left slightly ajar. And as always, silence became its own kind of oxygen for speculation. Then a behind-the-scenes video slipped into the wild. It wasn't long or revealing. In it, Can stood with a script in hand, his co-star beside him, both of them leaning into the moment with the concentration of two professionals building a scene. At one point, he smiled small, unguarded, gone almost as soon as it formed. That fleeting expression spun into the internet's newest obsession. Fans dissected posture and angle, compared expressions from old projects, and argued about what genuine connection looks like on a set. Some insisted that expressions like that don't just happen. Others countered that calm collaboration can be warm without being romantic. Yet either way, the conversation roared on. While this storm brewed, Demet entered the conversation without naming it. In the soft glow of low light, she posted an Instagram story with a lyric that struck a chord: once someone walks away, they don't come back. The effect was immediate. Timelines flared. What did she mean? Was she speaking to Can? Alluding to his new series? Or articulating something purely personal? There was no context, no clarification, only a single line and 1,000 interpretations. Just as the noise began to settle, the show delivered another wave. In a pivotal scene, Can's character read a letter, a raw, vulnerable moment that landed like a punch. The line that lit up the internet was simple and heavy: I gave it everything, but I'm no longer the man I was. Viewers clipped it, quoted it, and attached it to a history that lives mostly in imagination. The writers responded quickly, explaining that the words were entirely part of the role, not coded messages from Can to anyone in his real life. But once the audience has decided to feel, explanations rarely slow them down. People hold tight to what their hearts recognize, even when logic tries to loosen their grip. The very next day, Demet shared a photo of a sunset that looked like a promise and a farewell at once. Her caption read like a confession without names: "There are hurts you can't see, but they never stop humming." Again, no extra details. Yet the comments multiplied by the minute. Some begged for answers. Some declared their faith in a reunion. Some urged everyone to give them space. The conversation widened even more when someone close to Demet let slip that she's been focused on rebuilding her emotional well-being, seeking peace, embracing healthier routines, and stepping away from anything that disrupts her balance. That thought changed the tone. Maybe her cryptic posts weren't aimed at anyone at all. Maybe they were part of a quiet restoration, a way of putting the heart back together one careful day at a time. Still, the bond the audience built with Can and Demet remains a living thing. Their chemistry made people believe in something that felt tender and rare. For many who were invested, watching either of them pair with someone new can feel like losing the ending to a book they loved, a story they still carry around as if it's unfinished. It's not just nostalgia. It's the stubborn hope that the characters we adored might turn the page and find each other again. Sources close to Can, however, paint a different picture, one grounded in respect and forward momentum. They say he honors what he and Demet shared on screen and in the chapter that followed, but that he's in a place now where the past is precisely that. He's protective of his craft, committed to his present, and cautious about letting noise shape the narrative of his life. Even so, rumors keep multiplying, like sparks that refuse to go out. Among them is an unverified quote attributed to Demet that fans cling to with both hands: "If destiny ever crosses our paths again, it will be because it was written that way." No one can confirm she said it. It may be wishful thinking dressed as a memory. But for many, it's the line that keeps the flame alive. And that's the question that sits with all of us tonight. Are the echoes of their shared past still ringing in the present? Or is it time for the audience to let the story rest where it belongs? When we rewatch their scenes, are we honoring something beautiful, or stopping two people from stepping into the next chapter without the weight of what we want for them? Tell us what you think in the comments. Do you believe that a spark that once set a screen alight can ever truly go out, or do you think we're all chasing smoke, adding meaning where there is none? There's no right answer, only the way it makes you feel. And as all of this has shown, feelings are stubborn guests. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap join to support Turkish series stars. Stories like this remind us how much power there is in what actors create together. How deep a single look can cut, and how a whispered line can echo years later in the minds of people who weren't even there. We carry these tales long after the cameras stop rolling. We replay them, rewrite them, and sometimes we confuse them with reality because they made us feel less alone. That's the magic. That's the risk. Maybe Can's quiet smile in a rehearsal room was nothing more than the relief of a scene coming together. Maybe Demet's lyric and her sunset were messages to herself, gentle reminders not to crowd her own heart. Maybe the line about not being the same man anymore was purely fiction, a piece of dialogue crafted to wound a character and heal the audience. Or maybe the truth is what it always is, complicated, private, and somewhere between the frames. Either way, the moment left a mark. The fandom woke up in the middle of the night to refresh timelines. They argued like family and defended like friends. They dug for clues, created threads, and stitched together timelines with a care that looked like love. It's hard to let go of a story when it once made the world feel a little brighter. And it's hard to watch the people inside that story move on without dragging them back into the roles they wore so beautifully. If we've learned anything, it's this: sometimes art burrows into our bones so deeply that we mistake its echo for a promise. But people are more than the characters they play. They change. They grow. They choose quieter mornings and boundaries that hold. They chase the work that challenges them, and they guard the parts of themselves that belong to no one else. So here we are, holding two truths at once: the magic that Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir created still lives inside their audience, and the lives they're building now deserve room to breathe. Maybe the door is closed. Maybe it's just not our door to open. Time has a way of writing endings we don't expect and beginnings we can't see coming yet. Thank you for watching and for trusting us with your time and your feelings. We'll keep following the threads, separating fact from fantasy, and honoring the people at the center of the storm. Stay tuned to Turkish series Stars for more stories like this, where the lines between screen and soul blur, where a scene can stir 1,000 hearts, and where, every so often, a single smile can set the world talking again.